This is an ad by BetterHelp. BetterHelp recently surveyed over 16,000 people and found that while 75% of people believe it's wise to seek support, only 27% of Americans are in therapy, and people stay silent to avoid being judged. BetterHelp has over 10 years of experience matching you with the right therapist. Because we're all better with help. Visit betterhelp.com/stopthestigma for their first ever State of Stigma report, the latest in mental health research.
This is Live Bet Saturday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Back here on Live Bet Saturday, I'm Scott Seidenberg with you on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. You can always hit me up on Twitter at ScottsOnAir, ScottsOnAir. I did go in on the third period to go over 1.5 goals here between the Avalanche and the Stars. Colorado with a 1-0 lead over the Stars as we head to the third period. Your live total right now is at 3.5. Over is plus 170. And obviously, if you get the 2 goals that I bet, the over 1.5 in the third period, that doesn't even get you the 3.5. So definitely do need more than that to happen to hit our live bet that we placed earlier after the first period of over 3.5. But we have seen high scoring periods, especially in this series. This game 7, though, very tightly contested, a lot of defense, and to me, it's been the lack of opportunities, I would say. No real shots on goal. No team has forced the issue. You got to put pucks on net in order to win. Colorado, 14 shots on goal to Dallas's 10 shots on goal. By comparison, if you looked at the last game that these two teams played, Colorado had 48 shots on goal. Dallas had 26 shots on goal. And that was in game number 6. In game number 5, 28 for Colorado, 27 for Dallas. In game number 4, it was 48 shots on goal for the Avalanche, 23 for Dallas. And let's see, going down the line, 28-28. So this game, a lot less shots on goal than what we have seen throughout this entire series. Just 14 for the Avalanche, only 10 for the Dallas Stars. I would imagine that picks itself up here in the third period. There is only 3 players on the Avalanche that have multiple shots on goals. Marty Necas with 2, Brock Nelson with 2, and Josh Manson with 3. And for the Stars, only 2 players in Michael Granlund and Thomas Harley with 2 shots each on goal. So any shots on goal, props or parlays or whatnot, not looking great because some of the star players not putting the puck on the net as of yet. But still 20 minutes to go in regulation, and then, of course, we could see overtime. And if it does go to overtime, well, who knows when this game does come to a close. It is a final, as the Denver Nuggets have advanced to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder, 120-101 the final. Game lands 221, way over the posted total. Game 7s had historically been an under trend. The under got bet down hard prior to tip-off of this game as late money came in, pushing it down from 208.5 down to 206.5, and the Nuggets 120-101 as the Clippers do score 35 points in that fourth quarter thanks to the backups being in and the game really being out of hand. So the Clippers did win that fourth quarter 35-27, but it was the dominating second quarter and third quarter for the Nuggets that controlled the game. 37-21 second quarter, they outscored LA. 35-19 in the third quarter as they outscored the Clippers. James Harden, as I mentioned earlier, finished with just 7 points on 2 of 8 shooting, and he has now lost a Game 7 with 4 different teams. Rockets, Nets, Clippers, and Sixers. James Harden now losing Game 7 in the playoffs with 4 different teams. 7 points in Game 7. His last 3 Game 7s, 7 points tonight versus Denver, 9 points last year in the game against Boston, And in 2021, he did have 22 points against Milwaukee. But this is now back-to-back Game 7s last year and this year where he has had just 9 points and 7 points. As the Avalanche have scored a goal seconds into the third period. 30 seconds in to the third period, we have a goal by Nathan MacKinnon, who is the leading scorer in these playoffs. And right now, is the awards market even up right now? That's what I want to know. Because he would be your favorite to be the Conn Smythe winner as of right now. Let me check another book here to see if they have the live awards market here. But Nathan MacKinnon scores the goal 30 seconds into the second period as the Avalanche take a 2-0 lead over the Stars. This is looking great for not only our over 1.5 goals in the third period, but also our live game total of 3.5. Your live total right now is 4.5, with it being plus 135 to the over and minus 175 to the under. So this is going to be exciting. A strong start for the Avalanche as Nathan MacKinnon lights the lamp as the Avs take a 2-0 lead over the Stars. I do have, FanDuel does have the awards market up right now. Connor McDavid, last year's Conn Smythe winner, despite losing the Stanley Cup final. He is your favorite at plus 900. Nathan MacKinnon right now is at plus 700. And if you just look at, let's see, the odds to win the title, Panthers are your favorite, followed by the Hurricanes, and then the Avalanche at plus 400. So let this sink in here. The Avalanche are a higher favorite to win the Stanley Cup than the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers will face the Golden Knights in the second round, and should the Avalanche finish off this win now, they would take on the winner of Game 7 between the Winnipeg Jets and the St. Louis Blues. So, the Avalanche, who are a better team than the Oilers, who have maybe a better path to the Western Conference Final than the Oilers, they're a shorter favorite to win the Stanley Cup, yet Nathan MacKinnon is plus 7. Oh, I guess Nathan MacKinnon, yes, he jumped as the favorite. Okay. So Nathan MacKinnon is the favorite at plus 700. So that makes sense now. Okay. They ordered it differently because the odds have changed. So it was McDavid as a higher favorite. MacKinnon was behind him. Now MacKinnon has leapfrogged McDavid. That makes sense with this goal right now. Taking a look at the goals that have been scored here in this Stanley Cup playoffs, Nathan MacKinnon leads the way with 7 goals scored. He had 6 coming into today, and he is now tied with Connor McDavid, 11 points, the most scored so far in these Stanley Cup playoffs. Well, the Stanley Cup playoffs are here. The hits are harder. The stakes are higher. It's playoff hockey at its best, and you can stay ahead of every matchup with sharp betting analysis from VSiN's hockey experts. Check out all of our NHL playoff coverage at vsin.com and on the VSiN Watch app, where you can select the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs on the VSiN Watch app and watch all the videos on the Stanley Cup playoffs. So take a look at that right now on the VSiN Watch app. All right, we need one more goal to be scored here in this third period, and we'll be happy about our over 1.5, but I'm greedy now. I want this over 3.5. I want 2 goals to be scored. And we are always live here for multiple empty netters. As I mentioned, you get to a point later in the game. If it's 2-0, 2-0 could easily be 4-0. 2-0, 4-0, 2-0 could become 3-0, could become 3-1. You got possibilities here. Dallas certainly will be relentless, and the empty net will be, you're going to get multiple empty net opportunities here. So if one empty net goal is scored, the net will be empty once again, as you will have another opportunity. So always live here for an adjusted live total. In Major League Baseball, let's take a look at what's going on right now across the board. Top of the 8th inning in Baltimore. The Royals leading the Orioles 4-0. Top of the 3rd inning, the Angels have a 1-0 lead over the Detroit Tigers. All other games are final, and it does go under Mariners and Rangers. So despite the over that happened yesterday, today's game goes under, and this still remains the best under ballpark in all of Major League Baseball. 16-3 now to the under. the Texas Rangers at home. It's a great bet because their offense can't score. Their pitching's been better. Not yesterday with Jack Leiter, but it was better today. And the game goes under Mariners and Rangers with a 2-1 final. The Mets and Cardinals have already been postponed, so there'll be a doubleheader tomorrow between the Mets and the Cardinals. And I would assume, that we get a rain out here between the Dodgers and the Braves. I actually haven't seen anything on this Dodgers-Braves announcement just yet. I can't imagine that they're going to start no. Of course. It's what? There's no way. Fox Sports just tweeted out 35 minutes ago that tonight's game between the Braves and Dodgers is set to begin at 10:15 p.m. Eastern time. I'm a little confused. Excuse me. This game's in Atlanta. Why are they starting it at 10:15 at night? Now, these two teams play on Sunday Night Baseball tomorrow. So I get it. They can have a late night tonight and not have to worry about an early wake-up time tomorrow. But because you also play on Sunday Night Baseball, why wouldn't they just do a doubleheader tomorrow? One day game and then one night game. A 10:15 Eastern time start? This is... I am baffled by this start. But taking a look at the betting lines right now, let's see. You got the Braves at minus 142 and a total of 8.5. Now, I am going to look up here during the break to see if we have data on this late of a start time on the East Coast. I'm Scott Seidenberg. It's Live Bet Saturday right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. BetterHelp recently surveyed over 16,000 people and found that while 75% of people believe it's wise to seek support, only 27% of Americans are in therapy, and people stay silent to avoid being judged. BetterHelp has over 10 years of experience matching you with the right therapist. Because we're all better with help. Visit BetterHelp.com/StopTheStigma for their first ever State of Stigma report, the latest in mental health research.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Live Bet Saturday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Scott Seidenberg back here with you. It's Live Bet Saturday here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. So I just talked it over with Greg Peterson, who will be coming up after us here on VSiN. And this start time in Atlanta for the Dodgers and Braves is absolutely baffling. I cannot believe that they are not playing a doubleheader tomorrow, and instead they are starting this game now at 10:15 Eastern time in Atlanta. I'm going under 8.5 runs. It's a good pitching matchup with Roki Sasaki and Spencer Schwellenbach anyway, but also these guys have been sitting around the ballpark for hours upon hours upon hours. Not from, maybe the Dodgers are body clock wise, but this is just crazy. I'm trying to look in the database of every game that has started at 10 o'clock Eastern time. This season, we have not had an East Coast team play a 10 o'clock Eastern time start time. Let's see. Last season, I'm looking at every home team in a 10 o'clock Eastern. Nope. No Eastern. Let's go back to 2022. Nope. 2023. I just did 2023. Let's see. Nope. Let's go 2021. This is amazing. Has there ever been a late game like this starting on the East Coast? Not in recent memory. Every game I'm seeing here that starts at 10 o'clock Eastern time is all West Coast teams. This is, I'm back, I'm in 2019 right now, looking at start times to see. And the only way it would happen is if it's a scenario like what we have tonight, which is a lengthy rain delay where they are trying desperately to get the game in because maybe the opposing team doesn't come back and they don't want to have any situation where, maybe, I don't know why they're not doing a doubleheader tomorrow. There's obviously a logistics reason why they're not doing a doubleheader tomorrow. They are on Sunday Night Baseball. Maybe it's the both crews have the day off, and you're not going to ask ESPN to do to broadcast the first game because they got playoff stuff going on. I honestly, I have no idea. I'm not even looking anymore. I've gone back to 2017, and I have not seen a single East Coast location that started this late for a game. Nevertheless, I do think we get a little bit of a sleepy start with these players having sat around and just waited and waited and waited and waited and waited, maybe took a nap, I don't know. But we are going to get a 10:15 Eastern time start. You know why? This could be because it's a Fox game. 10:20, they pushed it back a little bit more, so it's going to start momentarily. Is this all because of Fox? Like, Fox has the rights to this game, and if they push it to tomorrow, Fox is not going to be able to broadcast it. ESPN's not going to be able to broadcast it on, because they have the Sunday night game already. Maybe this is a broadcast thing where a rights issue, where they don't have the local crews to do the games. The Fox crew is there. They are doing a Fox Sports thing here, so congratulations. We are going to get a very, very late start time here. All right, the over 1.5 goals has cashed here in the third period. Mikko Rantanen scores his third goal of this series as the Stars pull to within one. Avalanche lead 2-1 here in the third period, and now our over 3.5 looks fantastic because your live total is at 4.5 and it is minus 200. Multiple ways to hit this with 11 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the third period. One, we just get a goal by anybody. If the Avalanche score, they go up 3-1, we cash it. If the Dallas Stars score and tie the game, we cash it. Or there's no goals scored, and with 2 minutes left, we will get an empty net by the Dallas Stars. And with the net empty, we are alive to hit the over 3.5 with an empty netter. I don't want to wait for an empty netter. I'd love to get another goal before the 2-minute mark, but we are okay. This is a great position to be in, and as I mentioned, your live total, 4.5 now, minus 200, a little bit less now, minus 190 on your live line. And again, we are giving out a play on the late game that is starting in Major League Baseball. Minutes from now, Roki Sasaki for the Dodgers, Spencer Schwellenbach for the Braves. No, it's not in LA, it's in Atlanta, and we are going under 8.5 runs between the Braves and the Dodgers as this game will get underway momentarily in Atlanta. I can't imagine, I don't even know if there's any fans left in the ballpark, but I can't imagine there's going to be much people watching this game. It's going to feel like one of those COVID type games here between these two teams. Okay, so here's where we are right now. As I mentioned, the Stars have scored, so it is a 2-1 game. Avalanche leading the Stars with 11 minutes left to go in the third period. Updating those shot numbers, if you were curious. Now, 18 shots on goal for the Avalanche, 14 for the Stars. Checking the box scores here, Charlie Coyle's got 2 shots on goal for the Avalanche. Nathan McKinnon's got 2. Marty Necas has got 2. And for the Stars, Mikko Rantanen's got 2. And still Roope Hintz. This dude's been the leading scorer for them this postseason. Not a single shot on goal. He does have 1 shot missed. So he missed the net on his 1-shot attempt. But, Stars need more action here from Roope Hintz, who, as I mentioned, leads them in goals here with 4 in this playoff series, but not a single shot on goal as the Stars trail 2-1 right now, 10 minutes to go in the third period. Getting back into Major League Baseball, I mentioned this game is about to start between the Dodgers and the Braves. We are still underway in Baltimore, where the Royals have a 4-0 lead over the Orioles, bottom of the 8th inning there in Baltimore. Top of the 4th inning in Anaheim, the Tigers trailing the Angels 1-0. Tigers were a heavy favorite to start the game with Jack Flaherty on the mound. Flaherty obviously has given up a run, and that run scored in the Angels, in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Wow, a fielding error. A fielding error by Kerry Carpenter. Didn't see the play, but yeah, it says, wow, I wonder how many outs there were with that. But yeah, Kerry Carpenter made an error in right field that allowed a run to score. So they're in the top of the 4th inning. And right now, if you want live betting numbers here, you can get the Tigers, who are upwards of minus 250 to minus 290 favorites. Well, I don't know if they were that high. Let me look at the exact numbers here to see what they closed at. But they were a heavy favorite in this game with the pitching edge here. Jack Flaherty against, I believe it was, who's going here for the Angels? For the Angels is Kyle Hendricks. Kyle Hendricks only 1 hit allowed, 2 strikeouts in 3 2/3 innings. They closed this game as a minus 197 favorite here at Circa. Right now, you can get the Tigers at plus 120. Only in the 4th inning. Still plenty of baseball left to be played, and you get plus 120 on a team that closed at about minus 200. If you think Flaherty doesn't allow any more runs for the remainder of the game, that 1 run seemed to have been pretty fluky on an error. So we have 1 run allowed on 3 hits in 3 innings, but 0 earned runs for Jack Flaherty. Meanwhile, Kyle Hendricks is through 4 scoreless now, just 1 hit allowed. And, maybe you could wait till the end of this inning to take a stab here on the Tigers, but you can get plus 120 right now on the Detroit Tigers if you believe in them here in this game. Everything's a final in the NBA. We had the Rockets, not the Rockets, we had James Harden and the Clippers fall to the Denver Nuggets, and now we await Game 7 coming up tomorrow between the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets. Rockets are a 2.5-point favorites with a total of 203.5. That is a low total because Game 7s go under. This Game 7 did not go under. I wonder if because of this Game 7 tonight that flew over the total, despite it being bet down at post, if this number between the Warriors and the Rockets will get bet up. Because as great as the under trend has been, not looking good this year. Not looking good so far. Speaking of the NBA playoffs, from series odds to matchup breakdowns, you'll find more of our NBA playoff coverage right now on the VSiN Watch app. So go to the VSiN Watch app. You can click on the NBA playoff icon and catch videos and all the stats and data, trends, and analysis you need to help you make your bets here during the NBA playoffs. We'll update you on what's going on the ice. Third period action there in Dallas as it gets exciting. The sweat is real. Right here on Live Bet Saturday with me, Scott Seidenberg, on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mikko Rantanen with his 2nd goal of the game as the Dallas Stars have tied the Colorado Avalanche 2-2 here in the 3rd period. That's right. The drama is real. 6 minutes to go in the 3rd period. We are all tied at 2 apiece after Mikko Rantanen scores his 2nd goal of the game. And now we have cashed the over 1.5 goals in the 3rd period. We have cashed the over 3.5 of the live line total that we gave out after the 1st period. And your total is now 5.5 over at plus 370. Our puck line bets probably smoked right now, but that's okay. We took a flyer on the both teams on the minus a goal and a half. Just, we took the plus monies. We were having some fun there. We did plus 380 on one side, we did plus 215 on the other side, and we just tried to figure, hey, if one of these teams wins by 2 goals, we're going to get ourselves a nice little profit here. But right now, 2-2, 5:45 left. The live draw, they don't even give you that option here. Let's see. Yeah, no live options here on that. But, man, this game has overtime written all over it right now. Selfishly, I have the Avalanche. I would like the Avalanche to win this one, but I do have a futures ticket on both of these teams to win the Stanley Cup, both the Avalanche and the Stars. Either way, one of my tickets is getting ripped up tonight. The other one still lives. I will say, though, much more confident in the Avalanche's ability to win the Cup after they get through this series than the Stars' ability to win the Cup if they get by this series. But the difference maker was Mikko Rantanen. The reason why I placed my bet on Dallas to win the Stanley Cup when I did, it was at the trade deadline when they acquired Mikko Rantanen. And so it elevated them to a different level. Now, obviously, they're injured. No Miro Heiskanen, one of their best defenders on the blue line. No Jason Robertson, one of their best forwards. If they wind up getting those players back, should they advance past tonight, then yeah, they wind up being a much more dangerous team. But Mikko Rantanen, that trade is proving to be well worth it, as he scores 2 goals tonight to pull his team back from 2-0 down to now tied at 2. And for those who are just fringe hockey fans and are not aware of who Mikko Rantanen is, Mikko Rantanen is one of the best players in the world. He's been on the Colorado Avalanche for a long time. The Avalanche knew that they weren't going to be able to sign him to a long-term extension. And so they decided to trade him. Prior to the trade deadline, it was actually an early deal. They trade him to the Carolina Hurricanes. And in exchange, they get back Marty Necas, who's a very good player. Jack Drury as well. They got a couple players in the deal. But Rantanen goes to the Hurricanes, and it just doesn't fit. It's not working out. And they find out that they're not going to be able to sign him to a long-term deal, which is crazy because it's like, why do you trade for a guy that has an expiring deal that you're not going to be able to sign long-term? I get the idea of being a rental, but at the trade deadline, Dallas picks up the phone, and they're saying, you know what? Hey, Carolina, let's work something out here. Got a couple of interesting players you might like, Logan Stankoven, a couple other guys. Let's make a deal. And so Mikko Rantanen goes from starting with the Avalanche to the Carolina Hurricanes and then traded again to the Dallas Stars. And then he agrees to a massive contract, like $90-something million contract extension with the Dallas Stars. They have now their star player in Mikko Rantanen, and he is paying dividends right now for them, scoring 2 goals to pull this game even at 2 apiece as we have 5 minutes to go in regulation. Your live betting line right now is exactly what it was when this game's, it's what it was when this game opened, I should say. The Avalanche are minus 135 favorites. That's what the line was when this game opened. Money came in on the Avalanche, and more people kept betting the Avalanche. More money kept coming in on the Avalanche, and it closed with the Avs as minus 160 favorites. So they opened at minus 135, closed at minus 160. Right now on the live line, with 4 minutes left, tied at 2, they are minus 135, which is what it opened as. You're over 5.5, though. That's at plus 600 because as the seconds tick away, we are facing overtime and where it's only going to be one more goal being scored. So the game will land under the 5.5 total, which would then play right in to the trend of Game 7s going under since the start of the 2021 season. Game 7s in the Stanley Cup playoffs, 12-2 to the under. I did not play the full game under. I played the first period under, which was the better angle, in my opinion, and it was a scoreless first period, so we cashed that. After the first period, I gave out live over 3.5. We have cashed that. Is this a penalty now? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Colorado has taken a penalty. Jack Jury will go to the box as there is 3:57 left. The Dallas Stars will go to the power play. Your live line has now flipped. Dallas is minus 135 on the live line as they go to the power play. If you think Colorado can kill this off, and you like Colorado like I did before the game, or you like Colorado now, you can get plus 105 on the Avalanche right now, prior to this power play happening. But Dallas has become the favorite at minus 135. The faceoff is in the offensive zone. Here we go. Dallas has the puck. And let's see. Who is that? That's Harley. Harley's got it. Back to Harley at the top. Over to Mikko Rantanen, down low. Goal scored by Dallas. The Dallas Stars have come all the way back. Was that Rupe Hintz? Who was that? No. Wyatt Johnston. Man, I should have put him in the in a little parlay. How about that? My goodness. The Dallas Stars, down 2-0, have come all the way back to take a 3-2 lead over the Avalanche, and with 3 minutes and 34 seconds remaining, we are now live for the plus 350 bet on Stars minus a goal and a half. Remember, we played around with this. We had fun. First period was scoreless, 0-0. And we said, you know what? Let's toss some money out. Let's toss some money around. And we said, we looked at the odds. We could have played both teams, and we did, at minus a goal and a half. We took plus 350 on the Stars at minus a goal and a half, and plus 215 on the Avalanche minus a goal and a half. The way I placed my bets, I figured it out. I'm going to make a profit as long as one team wins by 2 or more. And, well, the net will be empty very, very soon, as Colorado could score here and tie this, and we can go 3-3 into overtime. But, boy, we are in now the final 3 minutes here in Dallas. How long will Colorado wait to pull the goaltender? High drama in Game 7, and this would also burn the under as well. 5.5 was the total here. I gave you the trends, 12-2 to the under since 2021. If this lands 4-2, it goes over. But I would listen, at this point, I'll take it because I would love to see that plus 350 come in on Dallas minus a goal and a half. My goodness, we got a stoppage here as no empty net just yet. But I can't believe what a comeback by the Dallas Stars. What an effort by Dallas. Ruining the Denver parlay, right? With both Denver teams. If the Avalanche can go on to lose this, my goodness, they score on the power play. Hey, if you want to know where the real money is going, unlike other sources, our betting splits come straight from Circa and DraftKings Sportsbook. That gives you insight into where the sharp action is landing. Circa takes big bets from pro bettors. DraftKings provides a more broader market perspective. So you're going to get the real action, not just the public money, but also the kind of wagers that move the lines. You can see the percentage of bets versus the percentage of handle for every game across every major sport, helping you make smarter, more informed bets. Get VSiN's exclusive betting splits for as little as $9.99 for your first month at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the third period. Colorado putting a ton of pressure here on Dallas. We will update you to find out when, if they pull the goaltender, and if we get the empty netter. The results will be in when we come back. I'm Scott Seidenberg. It's Live Bet Saturday here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. BetterHelp recently surveyed over 16,000 people and found that while 75% of people believe it's wise to seek support, only 27% of Americans are in therapy, and people stay silent to avoid being judged. BetterHelp has over 10 years of experience matching you with the right therapist. Because we're all better with help. Visit betterhelp.com/stopthestigma for their first ever State of Stigma report, the latest in mental health research.
This is Live Bet Saturday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
What an unbelievable comeback by the Dallas Stars. There's still about 15 seconds remaining as we have one last face-off, and we'll see if Colorado gets another shot on goal. We're not going to get an empty net opportunity unless 7, 6, 5. Did he do? Did it count? Wow. The Dallas Stars just scored an empty net goal as the time expires. Cash the plus 350 on Dallas minus a goal and a half. I believe that was Mikko Rantanen with the hat trick. A hat trick for Mikko Rantanen as the Dallas Stars defeat the Colorado Avalanche 4-2 and advance to the second round here in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And I just tweeted it out. Pete DeBoer, now 9-0, a perfect 9-0 undefeated, coaching in Game 7s in his career. That's right. Think about that. Pete DeBoer, he is now 9-0 in Game 7s. There has been 4 multi-goal comebacks in NHL Game 7 history. Pete DeBoer was the winning coach in 2 of those 4. Mikko Rantanen gets a hat trick all in the third period. My goodness. The Avalanche took a 1-0 lead after the second period. This was a scoreless first period. 1-0 Avalanche after the first period. After the second period. And then they score 30 seconds in to the third period and make it a 2-0 game. Mikko Rantanen scores on the power play. Mikko Rantanen scores the first goal at 7:49 in the third. Mikko Rantanen ties the game on the power play on a puck that he tried to wrap around, went off a defender's skate and past Mackenzie Blackwood. And then Wyatt Johnston scored the go-ahead goal on the late power play at 16:04. A penalty to Jack Drury for interference was called with 4 minutes left in the game. Wyatt Johnston scores on the power play, and Mikko Rantanen adds the empty netter, his 5th goal of the playoffs, his 3rd in this game. And right now, we got to start checking here. The Conn Smythe odds are about to be flipped up on its head. It's now off the board, but I would imagine Mikko Rantanen's going to be high up there. And I'll tell you what, Jake Ottinger is going to be up there. The goaltender here for the Dallas Stars, who finishes this game with, 24 saves on 26 shots. Looking at the past games in this series, gave up 5 goals in the game number 6, but he made 41 saves on 46 shots, 26 saves on 28 shots before that, 31 on 34 before that, 27 on 28 before that, 34 on 37. I got to be honest, Jake Ottinger's having a heck of a playoffs. What a comeback from the Dallas Stars as they advance, and that is a terrible beat on the under 5.5. Wow. Dallas becomes the first team in Stanley Cup playoffs history to be trailing by multiple goals in the third period in a Game 7 and win that game in regulation, not overtime. Trailing by multiple goals in a third period of a Game 7, and they won the game in regulation. First time in NHL Stanley Cup playoffs history that has happened. And as I mentioned, Pete DeBoer, the head coach He is now 9-0 in Game 7s. Just a terrible beat for Avs Stars for the under 5.5. Oof. Not a good night for betting unders in Game 7s. The basketball, that is what it is. That was just always going over. But this one, the empty net goal with seconds remaining, as less than 2 seconds remaining. Bad beat for the under 5.5. I didn't listen. That's why I wanted to narrow down the handicap. Yes, the data showed that it was all about Game 7 unders. I gave you the stats. Since 2021, it was 12-2. Now it's 12-3. But the stronger part of that handicap for me was the first period, which is why we played the first period to go under. So that was a scoreless first period. It winds up being a 4-2 finish. And now the Dallas Stars will advance to take on the winner of the Blues and the Jets in the second round. So your second round almost ready to take shape. In the Eastern Conference, it's the Carolina Hurricanes against the Washington Capitals. And despite the Capitals being the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference and with home ice advantage, the Hurricanes are a minus 160 favorite. Also in the East, the Florida Panthers, a minus 170 favorite over the Toronto Maple Leafs. Also, despite the fact that the Toronto Maple Leafs have home ice advantage. And in the Western Conference, the one series we know about right now is the Oilers, a minus 115 favorite over the Vegas Golden Knights, despite the fact that Vegas has home ice advantage. And the Dallas Stars will await the winner of Game 7 tomorrow between the Winnipeg Jets and the St. Louis Blues. If Winnipeg wins, Dallas will head to Winnipeg for Game 1 of that series. If the Blues win, the Blues will then travel to Dallas for Game 1 of that series. And right now, Winnipeg, a minus 155 favorite. Every game of this series has gone over the 1.5 goals in the first period, with the exception of game number 6. And, well, tomorrow is a Game 7. And so we're going to go right back to the well with the exact same play that we had in today's Game 7. The first period under 1.5 goals. Once again, I'm going to give you the data here. Since the start of the 2021 season, all right? I'm gonna go over all these games. Since the start of the 2021 season, we have to go back to this. Let's see. Home teams and series game is 7. We are now 12-3 to the under. And let's see. Oh, now it's telling me. Let's see. All right, now it's showing me 10-2 to the under, but it's 10-3 now. 10-3 to the under now with this game going over. But the first periods are 11 wins now in the first period. 11 wins in the first period under. The first period is averaging the lowest amount of goals in the Game 7s. Under 1 goal is the average scoring in the first period. You are over a goal in the third period. You are over a goal in the second period. But you are under. In fact, you're over 1.5 in both. You're over 1.5 goals on average in the second period. You're over 1.5 goals on average in the third period. But you are under 1 goal in the first period. So, best bet for tomorrow's Game 7, under first period between the Winnipeg Jets and the St. Louis Blues. I would imagine it's juiced. Let's see. We are at minus 145. This is the sportsbooks catching up to us. They know the drill. Also, tomorrow we have Game 7 between the Warriors and the Rockets. That totals at 203.5. And while we love the Game 7 unders, this game tonight between the Nuggets and the Clippers flew over the total. And it was a blowout also. I'm not so sure what we get in this game. I'd like to go under. That number is just way too low. I'm curious to find out what happens tomorrow with money coming in on that game to see if people are swayed by what we saw in this Game 7 between the Clippers and the Nuggets and people start betting the over. Also, we have Game 1 tomorrow between the Pacers and the Cavaliers. Cleveland, an 8-point favorite over the Pacers, and your total is 229.5 for the Pacers and the Cavs, and I lean towards the Cavs there in that game number 1. Major League Baseball, let's update it real quick. Tigers still trail the Angels 1-0 in the 6th inning. The Dodgers, a 1-0 lead over the Braves in the 2nd inning. We are on the under 8.5 in that game that started at 10:15 Eastern time in Atlanta. Crazy, right? Hey, stay tuned. Coming up right next after Live Bet Saturday, it's Cashing Out with Greg Peterson, and then kick off your Sunday morning tomorrow with the VSiN Weekend Morning Line at 10 a.m. Eastern, followed by Ready, Set, Bet at 1 o'clock Eastern time. I'll be back tomorrow night on Live Bet Sunday as we look to cash more tickets. Congrats to all who tailed and cashed with us. Time for Cashing Out with Greg Peterson. I'm Scott Seidenberg. This has been Live Bet Saturday here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. BetterHelp recently surveyed over 16,000 people and found that while 75% of people believe it's wise to seek support, only 27% of Americans are in therapy, and people stay silent to avoid being judged. BetterHelp has over 10 years of experience matching you with the right therapist. Because we're all better with help. Visit BetterHelp.com/StopTheStigma for their first ever State of Stigma report, the latest in mental health research.